Your thoughts after that one? Are you kind of thinking that you probably should have won the game?
I think you always remember how the game finishes, and I think we finished the stronger team. I think there was reasons for that. I think substitutes at the right time. You know, the tie's 180 minutes. We resisted the temptation to go with two strikers. There's a healthy regard and respect for Cercle Brugge, how they play. They've got a really talented striker in Kevin Denkey, and he's got great support round about him. So it was up for us to make sure that we had tried to nullify that threat as often as we could. Another maybe one or two, obviously the goals, a case in point where they showed their quality, Cercle Brugge on the transition, and Robbie McCrory's had a brilliant save to make when he stood up strong and made a brilliant save. But I think by and large the game was how we expected Cercle Brugge to play. A lot of intensity, a lot of speed, a lot of aggression. The pitch with the heavy rainpour didn't help. I think it was difficult conditions for both sets of players. But they keep you on your toes. They're high intensity, high energy team. And we thought that maybe the latter stages of the game, just when the game became a bit calmer, we needed to get the freshness on, and we needed to try to go a front two at that stage. With Brucey coming on, fresh legs in the wider area with Fraser Murray. And maybe a decision maker, somebody who, when the game gets settled, Liam Polworth, makes so many good decisions and brings a bit of sanity and brings a bit of quality and nous to proceedings. So we felt that the team selected was the team to start and the team that finished. And the way we finished, yes, we are disappointed that we haven't won the game, but equally we've got a healthy regard for the opponent. It wasn't straightforward and it wasn't easy tonight, and we had to be constantly on our toes for their on transitions. They're a team who, I think they scored the most goals on counter-attacks in the Belgian league last year, and you can see why. They've got a lot of speed in the team, and sometimes you've got to be a bit canny with your work, and I thought we got the balance just about right tonight, and unfortunately we haven't won the game.
In terms of the belief, you heard it at full time, the crowd were raucous.
Yeah.
The real belief, excitement that you're in a very good place for it.
Yeah, well, I said to the players before the game, you've created this, you've made tonight the way it is. The fans have bought into it. It'd be lovely if we can have rugby parts, something similar to that, week in, week out. I get the excitement of Europe, and we're all excited by it, and we want to have more European nights. The response for the support was different class. I loved the way they were with the team throughout, and particularly the response for the players and the support bought into it when we go 1-0 down. But it's for a club like Kilmarnock, it hasn't been the norm for us to have nights in Europe, but we would like to hang about the European stage for the next few seasons if we can, and that only whets the appetite. It shows what can be done here. The more supporters we get in, the more the board can give me to try and bring more quality in. As I said to the players, it was important that last season this was a group of players that earned this. That's why we never made wholesale changes. I was happy with what we had, and we still have to search for those improvements. McCrory and Anderson have come in. We're still looking for one or two defenders that can help us. But by and large, the players, I believe, belong at this level, and they showed it tonight.
Derek, what does it say about the maturity of your team, the fact that you do go behind, you don't panic, given that they've maybe not got a lot of European experience in there? Yeah,
there's hardly anybody played in Europe. So, I think that we're not used to losing here, so I think that has to be said. I think psychologically we're quite kind of strong-willed that way, and we always believe that if we don't win games, it's because we run out of time. And I think tonight was maybe a wee case in point. Another 5 minutes or so, we could have maybe went on and won it just for the pressure. I think you've got to compliment Brugge for standing up to that pressure, and the goalkeeper makes a brilliant save. But I think that the belief is certainly there, and you need that. You need to tap into that when you go behind, and you're never really sure about your team. But I feel probably like the support about this team, our team. It's like you feel there's a trust. You feel as though you know what you're getting. We're not brilliant all the time, but we're 10 out of 10 for commitment and heart, and we drag big performances from ourselves. And I thought the game was untidy at times. It was messy. It was scrappy. It was full-blooded challenges. There was a lot of duels and a lot of competitiveness. But we showed we can compete with a good side.
How does it set you up for next week, which will be a kind of different challenge going away?
We're there to win it. We have to take the belief from tonight, take the fitness from tonight, We'll have Marley Watkins back available to us, which I think will help us. We're top goal scorer. So I believe it's a tie that's in the balance. It's like I think Cercle Brugge were favourites because they're the seeded team. They trade at a different level from us, so of course they're the favourites to get through it. But I wouldn't say they were more favourites than they were before the first game, just because we go away from home. I'm really looking forward to the game. I think it'll be something similar. We need to be mindful of their quality, but it's up to us to take the confidence from tonight and try and demonstrate that again next week.
Derek, so you made quite offensive substitutions, and I just wondered if that was you recognising that we were going over to Belgium with even a slender lead would obviously be a huge advantage.
Yeah, I thought the game, as I said, the reasons I said there, really just I thought the game became a bit more stretched. Cercle Brugge play a really high line, high in pressure. They want to play the game 25 yards from your goal, so out of possession, that's where they want to win it and they press you. So there's a lot of physical output with that. In possession, they want to play 25 yards from your goal. They get the ball there quick, as you saw, and they get up and down the pitch. And we just thought that leaving that space behind late in the game, when it's a big ask for them physically, getting a second striker on at that time might have just helped us, and I think it did. We took off two wingers and Davy Watson, who scored a goal and did well, but I've got a good squad and it's important that I try and utilise that. Fraser Murray has been outstanding. He's so unlucky not to have started tonight. He's come back in brilliant form. Liam Polworth normally plays for me, but the type of game it was, we felt it was a time and a place when to bring him on.
Just so you work for your captain, Kyle Vassell, obviously unlucky not to score tonight. Seemed to be a real handful for that defence to show he can take his game up to this European level as well. Yeah,
I mean, he's come back really fit. I think he's had the benefit of the operation at the end of last season. He is an absolute warrior in that sense, where he plays when he's not even fit. But I think we're getting the benefit of him now of being fit. He only trained Monday, missed the last friendly game here against Barrow. But he's leaner, he's getting the benefit of a strong pre-season, and he was bursting to play in Europe. I love that about it. These English boys, a lot of the time they don't get a chance. The greatest will in the world, they're not going to play in Europe and England. That's something that we have got here that we can, part of the selling point. And he was proud as punch to lead the team out and to take part in Europe, and that's what I want for all my players, to have good positive experiences playing in Europe. But for him to lead the line the way he did at this stage of the season says so much for him.
You mentioned Kevin Denkey, who's obviously been linked to teams like Roma and Tottenham. How proud were you, your players, to marshal him in the way that you did?
Yeah, I think you can never be totally comfortable against a player of that quality. I mean, somebody who scored 28 goals last season in the Belgian league, he was a huge part in why Cercle Brugge finished as strong as they did. They're a good team. I think they look at a real tight team, a good competitive team, a team that looks very together. But like every team, you need guys that can make the difference, and Denkey's done that for him. So we set up in a way to try and nullify that threat, of course, but it takes a lot of concentration. He's a strong boy as well, and we're talking about Vassell for us, but you've got to deal with the physicality of that as well, and I thought we did that tonight.